Morning, everybody. It is a beautiful day on the AT. Getting a later start than normal, but that's because we did a resupply this morning. Going into the Wildcats today, I'll be headed to the Imp campground and shelter. Should be a 13-mile day. However, that's going to entail 5,400 feet of elevation in total. More elevation than we did all day yesterday going through the presidentials in a shorter period of time. Going to be a lot of climbing. Hopefully there'll be some views, but regardless, it's going to be a beautiful day on the AT. Thanks everybody for following me. I'm Bricks. There's the presidentials that we walked yesterday. Today, tackling the Wildcats. So undoubtedly now, you're probably asking yourself, who the heck is Bricks hiking with? So, I am hiking with Gazelle and KT, both aspiring through hikers like myself, who started within days of me. KT started on February 24th, Gazelle started on February 25th, and I started on February 26th, of course. And so we had started off hiking around each other, as hikers do in the early days of their through hike, and right around Tennessee, because of conditions and distance and whatever, became separated. And so when I was in Killington, Vermont, we actually ran across each other after all those weeks of hiking. And you know, it's been really enjoyable. One, seeing other through hikers that you started with nearing the end of their journey, but it's also just very pleasurable to talk with other through hikers about what we're experiencing in these, I'll just say it, final weeks of the through hike. And so it has been enjoyable sharing these last couple days with through hikers that can relate to the struggles and the conditions and the hiker hunger and the joy and the pain that goes along with the through hike. And so we are hiking together, and it's very possible that we may finish together. I don't know, but it's been enjoyable having through hikers around that can share an understanding of how I'm feeling through this. So hopefully that answers the questions of who the heck is Bricks hiking with. Gazelle actually has an Instagram page, and so please check the descriptions, and I have a link to Gazelle's Instagram in the description. So if you're interested to either learn more about Gazelle and see the images that he's capturing, they're there. In the meantime, we're all stoked for tackling the Wildcats today. It's going to be, as I mentioned, a little over 13 miles to the Imp shelter and campsite. But first we got to go over Wildcat E, Carter. It's going to be a hard day of climbing. and I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully we'll get some amazing views, even back at the presidentials. Thanks for following me, everybody. It's a great day to be on the AT. As one might expect at this point, the Wildcats are almost a vertical. It's kind of a hybrid of hiking and bouldering in terms of climbing. It's quite fun, slow going, especially when you consider the alternatives to not successfully climbing it. Slipping, every handhold and place hold is important. Here's where we've climbed from. And this is our view. Ahead you can see Mount Washington, Mount Adams, Mount Madison that we climbed yesterday. We came from the valley below. The buildings below is the Pinkham Notch Center where we started this morning. Still not at the summit. Continuing up Wildcat E. After some slow climbing, but fun climbing, we are on the ridge of the Wildcats. We are approaching Wildcat D summit soon, but first we're going to cross the Wildcat gondola area. So the Wildcats are a ski resort, and so obviously, there is an easy way for tourists and locals to get up to the mountain. That's who you see here. We are looking across at the presidentials. Mount Washington, Mount Adams, Mount Madison, 62 feet of elevation. We are on the summit of Wildcat Mountain. So Wildcat Mountain has multiple peaks. We've been through E and D. We're now on the peak of Wildcat Mountain. Look at that. So from here, we are going to travel down the ridge to the Carter Springs Hut, which is down in the valley. We're going to climb the next ridge to Carter Dome. And then once we finish that, we're going to travel down the ridge across to the next peak and down to the campsite. Climbs continue to be slow and strenuous, but it's still a good day. The biting flies are out. Black flies, they call them up here. The picaridin spray is really helping. We're about 0.5 from the summit of Carter Dome, and everything's still going well. Anticlimactic, but we have reached the summit of Carter Dome. As you can see, it's mostly wooded, but it's our third 4,000 footer today. Six miles to the campsite. So now that we have completed the Wildcats and Carter Dome and Mount Height, we are on our last climb for the day. The Carter ridgeline. We've got 3 more peaks: South Carter, Middle Carter, and North Carter. About 1,000 feet of elevation left today. You know, on these days on the AT, especially in New Hampshire, when you have these constant elevation climbs, my best advice, just be steady, keep putting one foot in front of the other, and just keep moving. Keep your momentum. Remember that everything up to this point on the AT has prepared us physically and mentally for these climbs. The pace is slower. The slower pace allows us to be steady in how we proceed. So the cadence is slowed, but it's a steady rhythm. Just keep walking, keep climbing. And if nothing else, we've been rewarded for our work with some amazing views. South Carter. Wooded in. That's okay. Number 5 of the day. Done. On our way to Middle Carter. This is the Middle Carter summit. Those rays of sunshine shining over the presidentials. It's gonna be a pretty sunset. Too bad we can't delay. Evening is approaching. And finally, North Carter. Last of our 4,000 footers for the day. Number 7 in total. Look at that view. I am so grateful for my time on the Appalachian Trail, and I am grateful for my time in New Hampshire. I think New Hampshire is the perfect Appalachian Trail state. It doesn't give you anything. You have to work for it. You have to want it. You have to persevere. You have to struggle. And if you do that consistently, it can be yours. Well, we did it, everybody. 7 peaks, completed the Wildcats, completed the Carters, 13.1 mile day, which doesn't sound like a whole lot in terms of distance, but in terms of elevation, it was a big day. Slow going, steady going, and now we have our final descent down the ridgeline to the Imp campsite. Hopefully there's room at the campsite. There's a weekend, and day hikers are out in abundance this weekend. I've passed numerous today, so hopefully there's room. I'm looking forward to getting there. We have about 1.5 miles left to get to the campsite. If everything goes according to plan, I should arrive at about 8 p.m. Which gives me about an hour to get everything set up, eat, and have everything put away so I can be in my tent by hiker midnight. It has been such a fantastic day. I'm grateful for it. I'm grateful for all of you who continue to follow me. I'm grateful for Gazelle and KT, who shared this day with me and who have shared the rest of the whites. And I look forward to closing out the White Mountains with them tomorrow when we climb Mount Moriah, and then have a celebratory Nero in the town of Gorham, complete a resupply, and get ready to move into Maine. I can't believe that. Thanks, everybody. I appreciate you being with me today. I'm Bricks.